Hi, I'm Nathaniel Levinson, aka the Kitchen Chemist. Just because you're in a hotel room doesn't mean you can't cook a great meal, and I'm going to show you how. So I think that an Instapot is the best tool you can be cooking with in a hotel room. It's compact, it's safe, and it's very much a set and forget style tool. And it's also pretty versatile. So our Instapot here is the lowest level model. There are other models, but you don't need a whole lot of fancy things. What you really need is just the basic. And what you have here is all these different settings, but the really important ones are saute and pressure cook. Those are the ones that are going to be most common for you. So saute just means it's going to heat up the bowl, and you can adjust the level of heat, and you can just use it like a pot on a hot plate. Pressure cook is great because when things cook under pressure, you shorten the cooking time. So something that might take an hour to cook will only take 15 minutes to cook. And this functions by sealing the vessel, building up the pressure inside, and superheating the steam. So all these settings in your Instapot, all you have to do to use it is to select the function you want, adjust the time, and then just wait for 10 seconds. And that beep lets you know that it's on. It also says on. So if you're done cooking or you don't like the settings you picked, you can change them. You can hit cancel and it'll turn it off. So let's take a look inside. So inside we have a large stainless steel bowl. This is going to be what all the food goes in. And then we have the lid. Now the lid has a couple of things we need to pay attention to. This is the primary steam release valve. This little one is the steam notifier. It pops up and that tells you that the contents of the bowl are under pressure. So when that is up, you cannot open the lid. When it is down, you can't open the lid. This switch controls the steam release valve. If it is set to seal, then it'll maintain pressure. And when you throw it down to vent, you should see it pop up, and that's going to release the steam. What's important here is when you're releasing steam, obviously hot steam is going to shoot out of the vent. So make sure it is aimed away from you, and preferably not towards the wall, because you don't want your drywall getting wet. So when you're ready to vent, you can let it happen naturally if you have the time, or you flick this down, it will vent the steam, and then when it's done, this pin will drop back down, and that's how you know it's safe to open. You can also, if you're not planning to cook under pressure, leave it down in the vent position and it will never build up pressure. These knobs can come off for cleaning. This pops right off. The little safety one, flip it over, take out this gasket, and it drops right out. Make sure you don't lose any of these pieces. And then finally, this little seal, this little filter thing, that pops off and you can clean that separately as well. So always clean the lid after you're done cooking, inside and out. And always check, there's a little plastic latch here. If this plastic latch does not move when you pull the switch down, that means it is broken and it will not work. You can still use the Instapot, but you can't use the pressure cook function. So keep that in mind. So any other questions you have, or if you have a different model, you can find all the answers in your instruction manual. So do always read the instruction manual before you start cooking in something. Make sure you rinse everything in and out with warm water before you start cooking in it if it's new. And again, for safety, this is venting hot steam. Keep your hands out of it and don't vent it towards the wall. With an Instapot, I promise you, you can cook a delicious and healthy meal right in your hotel room.